Has President Putin demanded anything of you? What's the deal?
When he wanted to intervene, he didn't ask for anything.
Nothing.
For a simple reason. First of all, politics build on values. This is very important. The second thing, their interest is common interest with us now because they are fighting the same terrorists that they should fight in Russia. We are fighting the terrorists that could be fighting in Europe, in the United States, anywhere else in the world. But the difference between President Putin and the other Western officials that he could see that clearly, while the other officials in Europe or in the West in general couldn't see that. That's why his intervention is based on values and at the same time based on the interest of the Russian people.
Do you speak much with him?
When there's something to speak about, of course we speak, or through officials.
How often, for example, this year have you spoken with him?
I didn't count them, but many times. We spoke many times.
And how would you describe your relationship with him?
Very frank, very honest, mutual respect.
But he has demanded nothing of you. Is that the case?
Nothing at all.
Because the suspicion is that Russia may be working in concert with the United States, and Secretary of State Kerry is meeting Vladimir Putin Thursday in Moscow. The suspicion is that they are coming to some sort of deal that might be bad news for you.
First of all, regarding the first part, if he wanted to ask me for something, he would ask me to fight the terrorists, because this is where his interest as president and as a country, I mean Russia, lies. Second, regarding that allegation from time to time that the Russian met with the American and they discussed something about the Syrian issue, in order to give the impression that they are deciding what's going to happen in Syria. Many times, the Russian officials many times said clearly that the Syrian issue is related to the Syrian people. And yesterday, Minister Lavrov said that clearly, said we cannot sit with the American to define what the Syrian wants to do. This is a Syrian issue. Only the Syrian people can define the future of their country and how to solve their problem. The role of Russia and the United States to offer the atmosphere, the international atmosphere, to protect the Syrian from any intervention. The problem in that regard that the Russians are honest, the Americans didn't deliver anything in that regard. But this is not to take the decision about what we have to do as Syrians.
So just to be clear, neither Foreign Secretary Lavrov nor President Putin has ever talked to you about political transition, about a day when you would leave power. That's never come up.
Never, because as I said, this is related to the Syrian people. Only the Syrian people define who's going to be the president, when to come and when to go. They never said a single word regarding this.
And you're not worried in the least about Secretary Kerry meeting Vladimir Putin and coming to an understanding in which you may have to leave power?
No, for one reason, because their politics, I mean the Russian politics, is not based on making deals. It's based on values. And that's why you don't see any achievement between them and the American, because different principles. The American politics based on making deals regardless of the values, which is not the case for the Russian.